Hi, this is Mrs. B, and this is my new YouTube channel, Mrs. B Schoolish. I wanted to help others that are maybe struggling to figure out ways to engage their kids as you enter this brand new world of homeschooling. I've been a social studies teacher at the high school level for the last 13 years, and I have taught geography. Um, I've taught world history, US history, government, and economics. And I thought what I would do is every day or every other day, share with you a project, an assignment that you can do with your kids. And it can be a little assignment and take a little bit amount of time, or you can extend it into like a project-based learning activity and really just dive into some content. Today, I'm going to start with some geography. It's a mini research project. In geography, we often look at what are the 5 themes of geography as a way of studying different places. So what I've done is I've created a worksheet that can be your jumping off point for doing a little mini research project for a country. Obviously, this could be modified for a state. You could probably do a planet and just modify some of these categories. So you can take it in a lot of different directions. It can be really simple, and you could just do this one pager. Or we'll talk about how you can extend the learning into more of a project-based approach. So one thing that you should know is that this worksheet and the backside, I am going to post a link to that's available to download. It'll be a PDF, so you're not going to be able to modify it super easily, but it's a great way to get started. The front, I'll go through, it goes through the 5 themes of geography, and on the back here, it's a reminder of all those 5 themes and what they mean if you need to start your instruction by, what is location mean? What does place mean? What are we looking for when we do that? And then I also posted some resources online that you can use to do the actual research. What I would recommend though is doing a mixture of web-based learning. And then if you also have an atlas at home, or if you have other textbooks, or even just like travel magazines, stuff like that, use those as well, because having kids actually engage with materials, that tactile experience definitely helps them as well. So let's go over what you would do with this as a jumping off point. So what I did is I have a blow up globe, and I had my daughter decide if she wanted to pick a place or if she wanted to do a random place. So we threw it up in the air, and when it landed, she put her finger on it, and she landed on Germany. And when she did that, she goes, "Oh, great, we're going to learn about Germany." It was a way to just start the process. She's a kindergartner, so obviously I am going to be working with her on filling all of this out. So that is the most basic level. I'm going to be giving her a lot of assistance in this. The older the child is, the less assistance they are going to need from you as their parent. So what we do here is write the name of the country. So for us, it'd be Germany. And then I would show her a picture of the shape of the country, and I'd ask her to actually draw it here. Now, she might ask, "Hey, can I trace it, or can I do it freeform?" That's fine, either way. Then we have location. Now, location is something interesting because there's actually 2 different types of location that we talk about when we study geography. We talk about absolute and relative location. Absolute location is the actual latitude and longitude. And so this is an opportunity to kind of talk about how do we look at a map? What do we use latitude and longitude for? Go on Google Earth and type in coordinates, so you can add some tech components and go deeper into the learning in that aspect as well. You can talk about the different types of maps when you're doing that too, because our absolute location, we want latitude and longitude. Are you going to find that on physical relief maps? You can have all sorts of conversations. Then we want the relative location, and that's really important because it has them look at where is that country located at relative to other countries, other places in the world. And so you could write that right here. Now we go into place. Place is great because this is really interesting stuff where you can figure out, like, what is it like there, and have them do research that will tell you what is it like there in terms of nature, and what is it like there in terms of the people that live there, the humans that live there. Next, we have region. Region is all about identifying commonalities. What are some common characteristics of that region? That can be languages and religions, dress, a whole bunch of stuff that you can look at culturally. And you can also look at common characteristics about the physical geography. Movement is about the connections, like how do people move around there. If we're talking about a place like Germany, we could talk about like high-speed rail, the use of bikes, cars versus what we have more in common, or what is more common here in, say, California or the United States. So you can do some comparison. Next, we have human environment interaction. And this is really cool because you can look at how do the people there use the land, how do they adapt to the land, and how do they changed the land that they live on. So this is the basis for like some of the factual, the meatier stuff that you can do with research. And then I would have her go through and maybe we'd look at a variety of things. We could look at videos. We could, like I said, go on Google Earth. We can look at our atlas. We might look at Rick Steves' videos about traveling through Germany. And then I'd ask her, like, what is the most interesting thing that you learned about this place? And then what is something that's really important? What is something that you think everybody should know about Germany? And then lastly, what is fun? What's the funniest or the most fun fact that you learned? And right there, that's a great learning experience, and you can take it in a lot of different directions. You could end there, or there's lots of different extension activities that you can do that would truly make it more of a project-based learning experience. So this would be the foundation of your research. Obviously, with older kids, you want them to have more depth of that research, but then you could have them create posters. You could do it on an actual poster board. You could do it on just a paper. You could do it on construction paper. You could have them do a Google presentation, so like an actual Google slideshow. You could have them create a brochure, like, hey, these are the things, this is why you should come and visit this place. You could have them create a video kind of like this where they teach about it. A podcast. If you do that, I highly recommend an app called Anchor. Anchor is super easy to use and it's free, and you can decide how you share it. You could have them create a book. I often like even my high school students to make books for children because they have to really think about how they can explain things simply. So that's a good opportunity. If you have a child that's really tech savvy, you could say, hey, create a virtual tour or a virtual scavenger hunt so people can learn things about Germany using this information. From there, I think it would be great, since there's so much social isolation happening right now, to increase the engagement. Get into a group of either students, maybe their friends, and have everybody create one of these for a different country, and then do a little presentation exchange among each other where they can learn about different countries. You could also have them present to their grandparents, which they would love it. They would eat it up. You could have them share it with a variety of different people in your life, aunts, uncles, or you can just record it and play it for yourself, play it for mom or dad when they get home from work, or brother and sister. So hopefully that gives you some ideas to do a really fun, interesting geography mini research. And I hope that you share what you do. Leave in comments other ideas, other suggestions that you have, and I'll make sure to provide the link also to these documents so that you can download them and use them. Thanks so much. I'm going to be back either tomorrow or the next day. I have a really fun activity I want to do about like creative writing. I know that I'm a history teacher, but writing is so important across all curriculum, and you can actually do it in a way where it would utilize something like this that's more research based, or you can do it as creative writing. But since I have a kindergartner, I want to do some creative writing and have her develop a story and then do a puppet show about it. But I have a really fun way of making a really nice art project to do that is super entertaining. So thanks so much for tuning in. Please let me know if you have questions. I'd love your comments. And I'll post these as regularly as I can in these weird times that we're having. Have a great day.